G'day battlers, and today we're doing some more Sorcerous Cup battles up against Stumpy 25-17, and we have Hypno up against Wigglytuff in the lead, which is a slightly bad matchup. We're going to switch out, not because we were in a losing matchup, which is only just a losing matchup, but it was a losing matchup anyway, but because we had double dark poison types in the back. So we're running both Skuntank and Alolan Muck in the back, so we were like, well, we'll switch into one of them so we can keep Hypno for something, maybe a Toxicroak that might appear later on. So we decided to switch into Skuntank, who was obviously going to be threatening with that Wigglytuff to get out instantly because we had Poison Jab as the quick move. Wigglytuff does not like that because of the fairy typing, so in came the Noctowl, and we were able to land a Sludge Bomb and burn a shield with the Crunch just because they were scared of getting hit with a Sludge Bomb that would take it out. So basically we've taken a shield at this point, which is definitely fantastic, and we're bringing Hypno. We're going to be able to tank this Sky Attack. Even if it's a Nightshade, we're going to be able to tank it. It is a Sky Attack though, so probably running Sky Attack Psychic, but we're just going to try and Confusion down here, hope that we can take it all the way down, and we can, which is fantastic. We actually have a Focus Blast here now, and because Stumpy is probably aware that we have a Hypno with Focus Blast, we decided to go for the Thunder Punch, thinking that he would expect the Focus Blast to come straight away, and he doesn't shield, so actually maybe he wasn't, although then he switches to bring in Claydol, so maybe he actually is expecting the Shadow Ball and was like making sure we got rid of our energy, but we decided to switch into the Alolan Muck now that he's switch locked into the Claydol. We're obviously going to be able to get to this Dark Pulse super quick smart, who's going to do tons of damage to the Claydol, and you may notice if you've watched any of my last videos in the past week, we finally have Snarl on this Alolan Muck. That's like celebration sounds. So I do still have Acid Spray on it instead of Sludge Wave. That's just because I guess I wanted to give it a fair test on a Snarl Muck instead of the Poison Jab Muck, which is not going to get to too many charge moves. So we are trying out the Acid Spray, Dark Pulse, and Snarl Muck. And we're able to get that Dark Pulse through, finish off the Claydol, and then we're going to go straight for this Acid Spray. Maybe we should have just gone for the Dark Pulse for the damage, but we decided that we weren't sure if it was going to faint down because I haven't really been in the Sims with Alolan Muck versus Wigglytuff, because I was kind of like, hey, Poison type, that's good. But yeah, so we went for the Acid Spray, and then we had Hypno in the back. Hypno going to be able to clean up with a few more confusions, and that is GG's there. We did have a game 2 that Stumpy did win, but messenger notifications came up throughout the whole battle, so I decided to just take it out. Not censoring a loss, just that's the only battle that I had to take out. I then turned off messenger notifications afterwards, but going to this game, actually game 3 here, we have Wigglytuff up against Haunter, and we saw in the last game that his Haunter has Sludge Bomb, so we decided to burn a shield here in case it was a Sludge Bomb, and it was, so we called that correctly, and then switching out to Munchlax. So kind of wasn't sure what to do here because we know from our meta infographic simplified video infographic-y thingy thing that's linked up the top, that Munchlax does beat Alolan Muck, so we didn't want to bring him in. And then Azumarill, we were kind of like, well, maybe we want to keep that Azumarill, so we decided to stay in with the Wigglytuff and hope that we could charm down the Munchlax. We definitely gonna have to burn a shield on this Body Slam, which is definitely unfortunate because I have a feeling that he's going to be able to get to another Body Slam before we can charm down or get to a charge move. Yeah, and unfortunately he's getting another Body Slam off here, so we did get pretty close, probably like 2 charms away from the Ice Beam, or also maybe 2 or 3 charms away from fainting down the Munchlax, but that was just a poor decision choice on my part to burn the shield to keep Wigglytuff alive. But he brings in the Skuntank into our Azumarill, so we want to get out of there, switch into Alolan Muck. Not in a great spot here because we don't really have like a fantastic tool to fight against the Skuntank. Like he also doesn't have a tool to fight back against us, but yeah, it's kind of a rough spot. So we throw the Acid Spray, but maybe try and like burn that last shield, be able to get a Dark Pulse off that does more damage afterwards, but they didn't shield, so this is definitely not looking great for us. Eating a Crunch, and then we're going to be going for Dark Pulse here, but probably going to get shielded up now that Skuntank pretty much has it in the bag. Yes, at this point Stumpy's just laughing at us like, come on man, you could have done that better. So yeah, Poison Jabs us down, and then in comes the Azumarill, who is going to get hit by a lovely Sludge Bomb here, which is going to do tons of damage. Boom! And switches out into Haunter just to definitely get this, I mean probably Shadow Punch would finish us off at this point, I would imagine. Shadow Punch, and oh, not quite. We could have gone for the play rough, but there was no point. Still had 2 Pokemon in the back, so actually took us down with 3 Pokemon, so not the best situation, but we'll try and recover. So Munchlax up against Piloswine. Piloswine is a very unique pick. Stumpy definitely bringing some spicy action in these battles. So we go straight for the Body Slam just to threaten a bit of damage from the Piloswine, because we were kind of like, well, I don't think it's the tankiest thing in the world, so yeah, it does do a fair chunk of damage. And now a charge move coming from the Pillar Swine. I don't think that anything Pillar Swine can like take us out one hit, so we decided to let it come through, and it was an Avalanche. And now our Licks have taken Pillar Swine into the red first, so we're kind of like, well, we can probably win this matchup even if they burn a shield here. We can probably just burn a shield on the charge move that actually came way quicker than I thought it would. But yeah, we can burn the shield on this Avalanche, and then we can probably body slam down, or maybe even lick down. They actually switch out to avoid us farming them down into Hypno. Now Lick is obviously going to do a ton of damage to the Hypno, but because it was so weak, Hypno would have been able to confusion us down and just farm up a ton of energy on us. So we decided to switch into the Scun Tank to threaten these crunches. Farmed up a little bit of extra energy past where they threw the charge move, so now throwing the crunch. Does land, so almost takes it out, and it actually gets a charge move off before, so I don't know if that was luck, if that was skill, but whatever happened, Stumpy had a fantastic spot there, being able to get that Thunder Punch off before they go down, although maybe actually that I was going to say maybe it's the wrong idea, because now Toxicroak wasn't able to farm much energy on us, but then also we also almost had a charge move that we would have threatened the Toxicroak with, so in the end I probably think that it played out the right way for Stumpy there. So yeah, we land the one body slam onto the Toxicroak. At this point we're kind of like, oh, we have two Pokemon left that are weak to the Toxicroak, and our last Pokemon was also Scun Tank, so that's the thing with blind battle sometimes, which these were, that you bring three Pokemon in and go, yep, boom boom boom, and then they are all weak to that Pokemon that they do bring, so that is definitely the situation, and this Mud Bomb is going to take us out here, and then Munchlax does not have much health remaining. Down goes the Muck, and then down goes the Munchlax. So definite GG's there. Be sure to bring balanced lines of 3. That's probably the big lesson to get out of that battle. Now we have a Bronzong up against Togekiss. So Stumpy is still bringing more spice from that 30 level PV poke down, but we do land a fantastic lead because we do have the steel typing, and he actually brings in Bronzong of his own. So I think that he was trying to catch the Psyshock there, but lucky for us we were over farming, so we're able to land a Bulldoze onto that Bronzong. I'm not sure if they were letting that go through intentionally, or if they thought that maybe we'd overtapped in some sense, but we decided to switch into the Linoon because we do have the Shadow Claws. We decided to shield up the charge move and then hope that we can Shadow Claw down before a charge move came through, which we were able to do that. And then in comes a Bug Poison type we saw in the top right, and a Confusion coming through. I didn't see what it was, but it's a Venomoth. So we land the dig on the Venomoth, which actually does a fair chunk of damage. Like there's no Grass Knot, that's for sure. But now we're throwing the Grass Knot because it would definitely faint down the Venomoth at this point. He still has 2 shields, so he's probably going to burn one of those. And yeah, just going to let Linoon go down at this point. Poison Fang, down we go, and then we're going to be able to bring in Bronzong back in, hope to finish off with a Confusion, and we are able to do that. I thought that they might have switched out there, but they do only have one Pokemon left, as you can see in the top right, but yeah, we're in a good spot here, so we shield up the Ancient Power from Togekiss, and then we go for the Psyshock just to burn that last shield from their end. And then thinking that we might just be able to Confusion down, but worst case, even if they were able to finish us off, we still had a Pokemon in the back that would have been able to hopefully take care of the very weak Togekiss at that point. So yeah, definitely GG's there. More battles, and we've got Alolan Muck up against Tentacruel. So this isn't the... I mean, I guess this is kind of a neutral-ish matchup. We are resisting his damage, and he's not resisting our Snarls, but Snarl obviously isn't doing too much damage. We go straight for the Dark Pulse. Maybe we should have gone for the Acid Spray and then Dark Pulse, but I was kind of thinking that Stumpy might believe that we go for the Acid Spray first, and so let that first charge move come through. So we were able to land the Dark Pulse, shield up this Blizzard from the Tentacruel. Definitely was not expecting a Blizzard, but that's kind of the main problem with Tentacruel, that he doesn't really have any spammy moves, but... you know, it is what it is. Throw another Dark Pulse, which does get shielded, so, you know, maybe we should have gone for the Acid Spray. Gonna go for another Dark Pulse, but Toxicroak came in, so then we were like, oh, switch to Acid Spray, because we're gonna throw a charge move anyway, may as well try and make it something useful, but unfortunately the switch didn't go through, so we did throw the Dark Pulse at the Toxicroak, which definitely weakened it down, and that led us to believe that Noctowl would be able to come in and beat down the Toxicroak. So in the lead situation, Toxicroak does beat the Noctowl, but with that massive health disadvantage and the little energy advantage, Noctowl was able to come in and finish off the Toxicroak before Toxicroak could finish it off. So we go straight for the Sky Attack, and then I don't know if you saw what came in there, because I didn't quite at this point, but I do remember it. It was the Bronzong, so we would have liked to have thrown a Nightshade instead, but that's the second time this... Is it the same game? No, it's the last game. So the second time in the last 2 games that I would have liked to throw one charge move, switching to the other one. And we threw the Dark Pulse as Stumpy switched into Toxicroak to catch it. So definitely a Tentacruel, sorry, other T Pokemon. So definitely a very nice play on their part. We actually decided to let this come through. because we have Frostlass in the back, and Frostlass is going to be able to throw a Shadow Ball basically. So it actually worked out perfectly. Like, it could not have gone better how this Alolan Muck was able to throw this Dark Pulse just before fainting, get that last shield, and then switch into Frostlass to be able to get to this Shadow Ball. A Charge Move is going to come from Bronzong, but we kept that one shield, so able to shield up this Psyshock, and then we are going to be able to get to a Shadow Ball, which will finish off the Bronzong. So that was kind of luck, because otherwise we would have had to still burn the shield off of Bronzong and then land the Shadow Ball onto the Bronzong. So yeah, it just worked out great, basically. Thanks to the RNGesus. So we've got one more battle up in here, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, by the way. Just throwing that out there, plenty more Sorcerous Cup content coming out soon. Now we have Licky up against Granbull. So matching, I was kind of sad that Licky is a bit of spice, just because I haven't seen much of it, but I think that's just more people running other Pokemon instead. Maybe they don't have Licky built up from prior. I used mine in Rose Cup, which is why I already have it built, but Lick was doing a ton of damage to that Granbull, so they switched into Bibarel, which is like, oh man, I did not, this is interesting. Is this even eligible for this cup? Which it is, it's got that normal typing, so we decided to switch into the Toxicroak, because obviously counter can do tons of damage to the normal type, and then shield up. Don't want to get hit by a Surf, we're just going to keep Toxicroak healthy. We know if we burn that one shield, we're going to be able to take out Bibarel, B-Barrel, and then in comes the Bronzong, so we're like, oh, okay, goodbye Toxicroak, but we're actually able to send a goodbye Mud Bomb, which is definitely nice. Going to be super effective if it lands. It darters, takes out like half of Bronzong health, which is definitely lovely. We have Tentacruel in the back, which is going to be weak to Confusion, so we're like, alright, well, I guess Licky has to do it with its like no HP left, so we bring it in, throw this Body Slam, hope that it goes unshielded to whittle down Bronzong a little bit, and it does go through, which is definitely fantastic. So they definitely knew that they could tank the Body Slam, and that kind of worked in our favour in that instance. So we burn the shield here. We have to be a little wary because he starts the Granbull, and actually there comes the Granbull, so trying to sack it there, I guess, but yeah, unfortunately it just didn't work out, and then Tentacruel able to farm down, didn't have to throw a charge in because he still had a shield. So yeah, definitely GG Stumpy, thank you for watching, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one, and thank you to my patrons, Melton9458, brajSF, NotRandyN3wman and Yahwertle for supporting the channel. And I did a little test run just to see that YouTube live streams would work quite recently, and it did work, so I'm thinking I might give that a little bit of a go in the very near future, so maybe keep an eye out for that. It'll probably replace like a daily upload sort of thing, just to, you know, focus all attention in one spot as opposed to there's a video and a live stream going on at the same time. But yeah, with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, bye.